overhaul, definite change, and it starts within. So even if you're not making a huge difference out in the world, yes you are, because it starts from within, and what you do on the inside eventually, like I said, seeps out. You're getting really grounded within your center. Whoever you are, keep that shit up. I don't know if it's a skin routine, a nightly routine, you're reading a new book, you're doing a new regimen, you're taking a new route to work, to school, to you're meditating. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is, it's helping. Do more of it.
So, is it on or?
I think it's on. You know, the God's honest truth is I never ever really know where to start these things. You know, but bottom line is you're here for a reason, highly calibrated, make no mistake. If you're watching this, that means you've probably been feeling like you have more questions than answers. I am making this video in the nearer to the end stretch of Mercury retrograde, so technology, you know what I'm saying? But yes, like I was saying, you probably feel as if you have more questions than answers, and you might be in a space right now where you need a little bit of a recalibration, a little bit of a boop de bop bop, you feel me? You know, a step in the right direction, insight into the things that may be evading your awareness right now. Yeah, I like that. You know, I like that. But yes, how this works is I have some tools here. All right, cultivated for the sake of the upliftment of humanity and bringing down the higher frequencies and vibrations of the overworld, the outer worlds, into the lower vibrations of earth, where I shall light up the darkness with my brothers and sisters of heaven, and I shall one. But seriously, all right, I've got some tools here, and I'm going to give you a little slice into what you may be missing, okay? Look, how can I say this? I'm gonna put what needs to be known on spiritual speakerphone, right? If it's not your tone, leave it alone. I don't want to deal with. You're not talking. You feel me? Bye, get over it. You know what I'm saying? Square picks don't fit in round holes. Get a little sharper and maybe come back. Or stay here and get sharpened. Your choice. All I'm saying is, we're not gonna fuss about this. We're not gonna fight. We're gonna peep and get right. All right? Don't fuss, don't fight, just peep and get right. Don't fuss, don't fight, just peep and get right. You feel me? That's it. All right, so I know we've been yapping a lot, but let's get into this. First things first. Thank you, Most High, for allowing us this space to connect. Ow! Ooh. Ain't nothing. Thank you, Most High, for allowing us to connect in this space. To have this sacred, calm, peaceful, awareness boosting, idea inspiring, blockage clearing space. You feel me? Thank you for allowing us to not leave a trace of confusion after we're done with this. Thank you for the fusion of intuition and not intuition. All right, you know what? Let's just. All right. So I'm gonna use a few cards. I think. think I'll start with these. So we're gonna start with you see it, Angels and Ancestors Oracle. Now, when you think of your angels and ancestors, you probably think of people you used to know with wings in the sky, you know, dancing around. It might be slaying demons, or, you know, helping someone not trip over a rock in the road on their way to the biggest event of their life type shit, you know, doing good deeds. You may think of ancestors as what they are, people that were in your bloodline that have passed. But really, really dig deep down into what that means for you. Because I can assure you that angels are not naked babies in the sky flying around, shooting people in the ass with heart-shaped arrows. They are powerful celestial beings of balance, and they are way bigger than human comprehension. We can get closer to them in certain ways. You feel me? And your ancestors are bigger than you know. They are your bloodline. They haven't gone anywhere. They are within you. You carry their blood, and so you carry their makeup, their mental, physical, and astral makeup. Those resonances lie within you. So you're not as far away from them as you might think. As a matter of fact, if anyone's ever seen the show Avatar: The Last Airbender, right, you are the avatar of your bloodline. You carry all of the passed on people in you. That might be a message for someone who is missing a loved one. They're not as far away as you think, you know. And like this green hoodie that I'm wearing, right? That green chakra, that heart chakra, open that up a little bit. That love connects you through all things, definitely through space and time. That's nothing, you know what I'm saying? But that's for someone. That was a nice little tangent, a nice little rant. I don't know who that was for, but all right, let's get into it. So I'm gonna get 3 cards. All right, just to put together a nice short little picture. I'm not gonna make this a huge thing. This is meant to be a short message, but I always say that. Boom. The first card out. Ooh, the Elder. The Elder. The Elder, move beyond ancestral patterns. Now in this deck, this card talks about, like I was just talking about, ancestors. Passed on loved ones. Maybe you didn't love them too much. And not all of us love everyone in our families. Not all of us have a family to love to begin with. You feel me? But this is the card about ancestors and passed on loved ones. Specifically ancestors who might have created generational blockages, who might have brought about generational curses in your family. For those who aren't aware, these are energy cords in your bloodline. Like I was saying earlier, they live through you, right? So that means all of those things, if you aren't, careful to transmute and change those things, if you aren't conscious of or aware of those negative ties you may have gained from your family, these things can live within you. This is talking about people passed on that are remorseful, or they apologize, for what you may have to go through. Someone out there might have someone in their family that is directly or indirectly a reason to stresses, traumas, imbalances in their emotional state, their mental state. This is talking about connecting with that and giving that a little more love. And that's easier said than done, I know. But fighting fire with fire makes bigger fires. Arguing with people, it has a good purpose in your mind. You pick up that sword for what you believe in and what you stand for and what you feel, and you go hard, you go 10 toes for what you feel, as you're supposed to. But sometimes we do have to pick our battles, and sometimes we have to stand up and rise up and be the change maker. not the war winner. Sometimes there's a bigger war going on, right? And once you get what you need to get out, once you say your piece, once everyone knows how you feel, then what? The fire still rages. You're disconnected from it, but the fire still rages. And these are things that we could be healing in our ancestral line. So I digress. This talks about healing ancestral wounds. Okay? Now, I am part of Gen Z. Gen Z. Right? And trauma is the name of the game when it comes for us. Our parents, our predecessors, like a lot of our family members have deep-rooted traumas. And unknowingly, what happens in a lot of our communities, especially low-income ones, you know, for a lot of us that know about redlining, gentrification, America being a business, don't shoot me. You feel me? But that makes it really hard for people to live comfortable, stress-free, tranquil lives. And so they do pick up habits and mechanisms and sequences and cycles, you know, that aren't the most healthy, and they do build up like a snowball going down a hill in the middle of a snowstorm, you feel me? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that doesn't stop with them. When you have children and you raise a family, it seeps down if you're not careful to seal those cracks, right? So yes, in my generation, a lot of us do struggle with this. Ancestral blockages and wounds. This is a really big thing for someone. I just spent 7 minutes talking about this. Just about. So this is something. Okay, but that's cool and all. As humans, we don't always have the answer. We might look for it as hard as we can, and somehow it evades us. Somehow it evades our awareness, spirit. You feel me? As little flesh bodies, 85% water. What do we do? Oh shit. 2 more cards. Alright. Now, notice the Earth Guardian. Stay rooted and grounded. That green again, that heart chakra again, and the High Priest. What does that say? Intend and create. Stay rooted and grounded and intend and create. Right after this card right here. So we just talked about emotional wounds and damages and traumas in the family line. And now we get 2 cards talking about staying rooted and grounded and intend and create. This is clear as fuck if I've ever seen a fuck be clear. Alright. The Earth Guardian. That's a fucking angel. Alright? And it's wearing all green. And it's got a green stone over its head. This is a healing stone, usually representing the healing of the mind. Look at where it is, the head. Healing of the mind, and so healing of perspectives, healing of what you're aware of, healing of how you think, your mental cycles, your mental patterns. Hand over the heart. Rooted and grounded with this staff. Right? We're just going over how things look before we get into what things are. You feel me? The High Priest. If anyone knows anything about High Priests and High Priestesses, this is the ultimate creator. This is a divine being. All right? The High Priest. Intend and create. That falcon there. Flying higher than any blockage. That is a tool of mass creation in his hand. What does that look like? Kind of looks like Anubis. And a wing over his arm. Whatever you touch soars high above anything that could ever try and break it down. Clothed in white for purity. Look at this. I'm talking to a generational curse breaker, for sure, for sure. I'm talking to somebody that is aware of a lot of the corruption in maybe your friend group, your family, groups of people, your job, your book club, shit, your study group, your class. I don't know, dude. Like a group of people, you can sense the corruption. You understand that there are a few missing screws where the machine really needs to be steady. You see the dynamic. It might even make you uncomfortable. You feel me? But this card is about staying rooted and grounded. So you're probably learning to find your balance in these types of situations, in this type of energy. When these types of thoughts cycle in your mind, you're learning to bring them healing and balance. You're learning to take your shortcomings and your fears and your anxiety. I picked up on that real good. Somebody out there definitely got anxiety in high pressure environments. You're learning to root and ground yourself in something bigger than you, in the lessons you've cultivated, and in what makes you who you are. It's a really big emphasis on, you know, this creation. You're creating a new space. You're thinking about creating a new space. You will create a new space. This is talking about overhaul. Overhaul. Definite change. And it starts within. So even if you're not making a huge difference out in the world, yes, you are. Because it starts from within. And what you do on the inside eventually, like I said, seeps out into the outside. Put these two together. You got the past. The past that created these blockages, and the healer, the warrior, the curse breaker, the speaker, the doer, the thinker, the one, the ones, the chosen that are breaking out of these restraints. And in the middle of it, in the silver lining, what do you have? Healing, rootedness, groundedness, angelic divine assistance. On the bottom of the deck, you got the Hermit. Top of the deck, I can't make it up. Guardian angel, bro, you are not alone. Through this trial and error within, through this taking a moment to sit and actually think about you, yourself, and the world. What are your strengths? What are your flaws? What do you see around you? Getting good within so you have a clear vision without, or on the outside, the external world. You're getting really grounded within your center, whoever you are. Keep that shit up. I don't know if it's a skin routine, a nightly routine, you're reading a new book, you're doing a new regimen, you're taking a new route to work, to school, to you're meditating. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is, it's helping. Do more of it, because you're not alone. Whatever you're doing, whatever cycles you're thinking about breaking, whatever demon you're kicking in the ass, go an inch up back in that bitch every time. Go a little bit. Okay, we're not gonna make ass jokes on this channel. But you get the joke, bruh. You get the meaning. You're kicking ass. When it comes to these things that were holding you back, keep it up. I can't make this shit up. I'm actually really excited for the whoever's. You know what I'm saying? 14 minutes talking about this. And what time is it? 12:37, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3 plus 1 is 4. What is 4? Balance. 2 on this side, 2 on the other. I'm just saying. I don't know who that's for, but yeah, I think this was a success. I think we got a little bit clearer. You feel me? If you look in the right places, you know what I'm I'm saying? Take what you take and don't leave no traces. You feel me? All right. That's that. Nice science insight. I hope we did not fuss. I hope we did not fight. Even if we do, that's okay. It's how we learn. You know what I'm saying? You'll get the hang of it. But I hope we did peep, and I hope we did get right. So